Buying your first land with a low income is very possible, especially here in Nigeria, only if you are willing to follow a smart, disciplined strategy. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can buy your first land with a low income as a first-time buyer. So the first step is that you need to change your mindset, start small, not perfect. So most people who wanted to buy their first land have delayed because they thought that you need to have a complete money in order to buy a full plot in a prime location. But that's not always the case. For someone who wants to buy his first land on a low income, you need to start more. You don't need to have a big money in order to buy that property. So you can start more, look out for properties that are in emerging location instead of the ones that are in the city center that are very expensive. Look out for property that is in a location that are quite affordable, and then you can buy, and then you must not necessarily buy a full plot. You must not necessarily buy a complete plot. You can start with a 150 square meter, which is more like a half plot, or 300 square meter. I mean, most people who now have properties in multiple locations started small. Many of them bought their first property measuring 300 square meter, and as a result of buying that first, it gave them more motivation to even buy more properties in other locations. So as a first-time buyer, please start more. You don't need to have the complete money before you buy your first property. Number two, set a realistic monthly land goal. Now, when you want to buy land, one of the things that you need to do is first, you need to sit down and then plan your budget. You need to budget for the property that you want to buy. You need to look out for property that are very affordable. Take, for instance, you want to buy a land that is in a location selling for 500,000 naira, and you are someone who is earning 150,000 naira on a monthly basis. Then you can set up 50,000 naira and save it for like 10 months in order to get up to that 500,000 naira so that you can buy that property. And that will help you. Instead of having a financial stress of trying to have the whole money at once, you can just budget for 10 months and then save on monthly basis so that you can get that 500,000 naira that will help you to buy that property. So having a monthly saving while you plan to buy that land is a great idea. Now, number three is that you need to consider land banking. When you want to buy land on a low budget, most time you'll not be able to see property that are in prime location that are possibly within your budget. So you need to consider land banking. You need to look out for property that are possibly in a rural area or maybe an emerging location that are mostly for land banking. I mean, land banking, I'm talking about property that you can buy and then hold it for long with the plan of selling in the future so that you can get high return on investment and possibly buy a better property. So land banking is a great strategy for you who is want to buy a property on a low income. Number four, avoid buying land without verification. So one of the major things that you need to do even before you commit your money to that land is to take out time to verify that land. Ensure that the documents covering the property are very genuine. Ensure that the government does not have interest over that property. I mean, carrying out a proper verification will help you to ensure that the property you are buying is very genuine so that in the future we don't have any issues over that property. Finally, you need to use installment payment plan. So the good thing about the installment payment plan is to help you to buy a property by paying on installment. So instead of having the complete money and buying at once, you can pay on installments. So installment can be making an initial deposit of a certain percent. Most time people ask you to pay a 30% initial deposit, then while you spread the remaining balance across 3 months. Some companies even give up to 6 months. So this will help you to not be under financial pressure. So when you use an installment payment plan, it can help you to buy that property without being under pressure and without even going beyond your budget. So installment payment plan is a very great strategy for you who want to buy on a low income budget. At least you can get that property that someone bought outrightly and then you pay on installment. That's a great advantage for you. If you're a first time buyer looking for an affordable property that you can buy on a low income budget here in the state of Enugu, go ahead, call or WhatsApp the number showing on your screen and we'll help you make that happen.